it's Sherri from A Quilting Life, and I'm here today to share the December block of the month, the final block in my 2023 mystery quilt. I'm super excited to share this final block with you, and I've got some information for you that I'll share also about the finishing instructions. Just a little note, we are actually filming this. It's actually still September while we are filming this. And so we're not quite sure about the calendaring of today's video and also the finishing instructions. But if you're watching this now, that means that the finishing instructions will be no more than a week away. So you're almost done with the quilt, and we've been really excited to bring this to you. And let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so I'm actually filming this in November. My quilt is finished. And we are going to share the finishing instructions and the December block all together today on Monday, December 4th. So really excited about that. I'm going to jump back, go a little bit backwards in time and share with you the December block. And then I'm going to come back and share about all of the things finishing with this quilt. Now remember, the quilt that I have on the table is just one of the options. There you actually have another option, and we'll talk all about that when we come back and look at the quilt. Okay, so here we are, the December block of the month. I'm so excited. If you notice, this month's block is actually kind of a throwback to our very first block. You know, we've continued the Ohio Star kind of block throughout the quilt. And the very first block also had these 4 patches in the outer unit, but they had the 4 patch that actually continued through the center, and then 2 of the outer sections were just plain squares. So it is just kind of a variation on that very first block, which I thought was really fun. When you see the blocks all together, you'll see how I continued some of the themes throughout the blocks throughout the quilt. So for the large block, I actually also had to bring in some dark gray. I don't know if you remember, quite a bit earlier I used one of the dark gray prints. I think it was in my second block, and I knew that I would want one other block in the quilt to have just a touch of that gray. You've already seen that the setting is going to involve the lighter gray, but I did want just a touch of the dark gray in my quilt. So I used the center from Favorite Things, the dark gray, and then the quarter square triangle units are also made with the red print and the tone on tone, not the tone on tone, the multi little color on white from Favorite Things. And then for the 4 patches, we went with the green. It's actually the same print that is the tone on tone. And I'll show you the pressing. We've talked about these little 4 patches before. And also I was able to flip those seams. And then for the smaller block, I actually also used a little bit of Emma. I used that early on in my quilt, and I wanted to bring just a touch of that back. So I've got this multicolor dot from our Emma collection, and the pink center and the green daisy, all from Favorite Things, and of course the tone on tone. So all of my larger blocks feature kind of a low volume background, and my small blocks are a mixture. So, and once again, these little flipped out corners are so cute in the tiny little, they're even cuter in the small blocks than they are in the big ones. Okay, so let's look at the finished quilt. This, of course, is our December block, but I am really excited about this setting option for you. Now there is a simple setting option where you just have the blocks, sashing blocks, and the small stars that we made. And then with that setting option, then you just have a border. But if you made the small and the large blocks, and want to put them together in the same quilt, I am super excited to share how we have put the small blocks in the border And I just love how there are 3 on each side and 3 on the top and the bottom. And then they are mixed in with little sashing pieces. I use the tone on tone just to give more interest, but it could be a solid fabric as well. And then the large friendship stars are in each corner. We'll actually put up a picture right now that I have so that you can look and see how there are the 4 large friendship stars in each corner, and you can just get an idea of how the small 6-inch blocks are sprinkled throughout. And I added an inner border and an outer border. I wanted to make this a twin size quilt that could be used on a bed, and really, really excited about how this turned out. Now again, if you just made the small blocks, there is a really simple setting with just simple sashing and simple little tiny stars also that are so cute. So that would make a great wall hanging or table topper if you just did, you know, the small blocks. But this is the option with the large and the small. And I'll just show you also, I used our 108-inch wide backing with our Favorite Things collection for this. I used the polka dots on white and really just love how silky it is and how easy it is. Even though the quilting is very dense, it's just so soft and foldable. And I think that's just from the milling process with the 108-inch wide backing. And really hope you enjoyed making this year's blocks and quilt. Okay, so that's a wrap on the 2023 Quilting Life Block of the Month quilt. It has been such a fun year, and I'm so excited with this quilt. I'm really excited to be able to use it in my home, and I hope that you've had fun sewing along. I know that I've had a wonderful time seeing all the different blocks and the different fabrics that you've used and the combinations, and it's just always one of my favorite things to see. Each month after the pattern posts are all of the blocks that start showing up. So the December block and the finishing instructions are all available now. So you won't have to wait to finish your quilt if you're using it for a gift for this year. And then I just want to make a quick note about 2024. Yes, there will be another quilt block of the month. I'm really excited. The pattern is done. I'm actually planning on making my January block right away so that I don't have to worry about it over the holidays. And I can tell you that we will once again have 2 sizes, but they will be different sizes than this year. How's that for a hint? And then also, I still have spots available if you are interested in having the patterns come directly to your email so that you don't have to go to the blog each month. There is a small fee for that, but you do get 3 additional small project patterns throughout the year. In addition to that, I want to just clarify too, because I've been getting some emails, there is no fabric included with that. That does not include any fabric. That's just a convenience to have the patterns come to your email, and you also get the 3 additional small projects, which makes it a great value. So we'll have a link to sign up for that if you're still interested in that. And so yes, we will see you back on the first Monday of the month in each month in 2024 for the next quilt. And if you enjoyed today's video, please share it with a friend. Subscribe to our channel if you haven't already, and thanks so much for stopping by.